Hi, this is Dawn with NoteQueen.com. Today I want to talk about investing in notes, and I'm going to say something that might surprise you. Notes are not the first place for most people to start their wealth building process. So as much as I love notes, the dance between property and paper, I love to buy notes, I love to originate notes on property I already own. I like to buy property with owner financing, sell with owner financing. I just love that niche completely. But until you have these things that I'm going to talk about here in a minute handled first, you should not be investing in notes. Now, especially if you just have a little bit of money and you need it to go a long way, I would suggest there are some much more potent investments and positions that you should be taking that could possibly really make a big punch in your financial future. So I have up on the screen a blog post I just finished making, and it's titled, "Are you saving to invest in your first real estate note? These come first." So like I said, when someone approaches me wanting to invest in notes, I run them through a few questions. First, does the money you want to invest with me in particular represent 50% or less of your liquid investment capital that you would never ever need for day-to-day living? So even if this is a qualified account, say a 401k or an IRA or something like that, I never want to have more than 50% of someone's retirement money, investment money under my management. That's just my comfort level. Next question, do you have at least 4 months worth of cash for emergency purposes? And I would say to diversify that between cash you keep in the bank and cash that you have at home. I think it's important to have some cash for short-term emergencies or inconveniences. I always have cash stashed, little bits here and there in my purse, in my pocket, in my planner. I just like having some available. And, if the electricity goes down, you can't get to an ATM, or credit cards aren't working, I think it's super important. Number 3, could you and your family comfortably survive if you could not go to the store or order anything on Amazon for a whole month? And if you can't answer yes to these, then you're not ready, in my opinion, to invest in notes. Okay, make sure that you're solid and prepared with physical things that you need to live, you and your family. So make sure you can survive a month without shopping. That's cool. Now, next step, if you can do even better, do you have 6 months worth of food and water storage, along with like water filtration systems, medicines that you need, protection, heat, light, communication that is not dependent on cell phone and internet? For instance, I, over the last year or two, have gotten into amateur radio, and I'm actually pretty darn good at Morse code. They call it CW for continuous wave. But anyway, these are radios and ways of communicating and a network of people that I've developed so that I have multiple ways of communicating in an emergency. Do you have some precious metals? And I think it's important to diversify in these just for a store of wealth. And I would say some in your physical possession. And then, for instance, I love I rolled over some of my Roth IRA into a custodian where I could have gold and silver in my qualified funds. So some money, some gold and silver in my physical possession, and some in an IRA. And then this one might be a little bit shocking to some people, but I think it's important to have a small position in crypto, some exposure to that market. Now, a lot of people would say, oh, I don't believe in that. That's a scam. There's nothing backing it up. And I just kind of have to smile because The dollar's really not backed by anything except our military, basically. It's the largest Ponzi scheme. One of the largest examples of Ponzi schemes that we can see is how our fractional reserve banking works. But anyhow, so some people say, well, I'm not going to participate in crypto and in the blockchain. And I kind of have a news flash for you. You're not going to have a choice. You just have the choice of how diversified you're going to be, because they're not shouting it from the rooftops. They never are. But they are trying to, there's many countries, ours included, that are working on a central bank digital currency. And there will be some series of events where we'll all be screaming for it, and it'll be such a wonderful convenience, and it will be programmable, and it will be very invasive to your privacy, and something that they can control potentially. So remember when PayPal did that thing where they're going to fine everyone $2,500 if they say misinformation, disinformation, you say something they don't like? PayPal's gonna fine you $2,500. I mean, anyhow, so really everything's going to be on the blockchain in a few short years from now. So it's not if you're going to participate, it's when and how diversified you want to be. For me, I want to be exposed to decentralized digital projects. Tokens and coins, to maintain my own sovereignty, because if they try to squeeze me in one way, I have another way to transact, to share and store value. And also in the next 4 to 6 months, I think it's probably the last really outstanding opportunity for the average person to dollar cost average in over the next 4 to 6 months and just sit tight and to have incredible life-changing gains potentially in the next 5 to 10 years. And of course, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm doing these things, but I don't suggest that you do them. So I have crypto I take self-custody. I never leave it on exchanges, but I have some that's outside of qualified accounts. I also, if you want to look at the link down here on my blog post, there's a link to iTrust Capital that I also did a rollover of some of my Roth IRA into iTrust Capital. So because over the years, in the next 5 to 10 years, a little bit of money in that Roth, I think, will be worth quite a bit in the next 5 to 10 years. And I'll be very glad that I have it in a Roth, and that I won't have to pay taxes on that gain that I expect. So anyway, so I just wanted to put those things out there. So yes, I love investing in real estate and notes. And there are more important things. If you have a little bit of money and you're just starting out, in particular, the preparedness, the precious metals, and the crypto, I think you should have covered before you're really worried about trying to get started in the note business or buy your first note. So anyway, just a few thoughts. It's not actually my normal content. I do plan, if there's enough interest, to expand upon these topics and give you nuts and bolts ideas of like, okay, I'm sold on the idea, but how do I do it? So I might hold an online discussion for those, if there's enough interest, that I would do that, maybe a YouTube live right here on this channel or something like that. Haven't really worked that out, but comment down below or email me or Facebook me or something if you would like to be included in that invitation, or let me know if you're interested in that kind of diversification, because I don't know what's coming at us, and I just want to have lots of different my wealth and my money. I like it spread a lot of different places, so that I might lose here, but I'm going to win here. They might get that, but they can't get this. So I like feeling very self-sufficient, no matter what happens. So anyway, thanks for your time. I hope you have a great day, and do let me know if you're interested in me going a little deeper on some of these topics. All right, take care. Bye-bye.